Hi, Movie Explain here. Today I'm going to explain a psychological thriller movie, Deepwater. So, guys, please watching my video and do subscribe and like. In the beginning of the movie, we see a husband and wife, in which husband's name is Vic and wife's name is Melinda, and they have a little girl. We see that those people are getting ready to go to a party. Melinda then tells Vic that, "Will you put me on my shoes?" Then both of them go to the party. We see that in the next scene, Melinda meets an old friend of hers at a party, whose name was Joy. Melinda gets busy with him, and they both start dancing. Then both of them leave the party. After that, Vic goes to find Melinda. Just then he sees Melinda romancing Joy by the swimming pool below. Vic gets very sad seeing all this. Then Vic's friend tells him that, "Your wife and Joy are in a relationship, and why don't you do something?" But Vic ignores his friend's talk. After some time, Melinda comes to the party and starts playing the piano. Vic is overjoyed to see this, because Vic loves Melinda so much. In the next scene we see that Vic and Joy are talking. Then Joy tells Vic that you are such a good husband, who does not say anything to his wife. Then Vic tells Joy that my wife had another boyfriend, whose name was Martin, and I have killed Martin, and whoever comes close to my wife, I kill her. Hearing this, Joy gets very scared, and he leaves the party. Next scene we see that Melinda and Vic have reached their home, and Melinda asks Vic to massage her body, after which Vic massages Melinda, and asks Melinda why. "Why do you like guys who don't have brains?" Then Melinda tells Vic to go to another room, because Vic and Melinda sleep in different rooms. Melinda does not love Vic, but Vic loves Melinda very much, and she can't leave Melinda. Vic spends most of his time with his daughter, and in the remaining time, he spends his time with Snail. Vic had built a farm for Snail, and he had also made a place for snails outside his house. In next scene we see that Vic goes to drop his daughter to school, and then Vic's daughter's teacher, Jackie, meets him. Vic and Jackie were very good friends, and Jackie tells Vic that, "I have heard that you are killing people. Joy is telling this thing in the whole city." Then Vic says that I had told him only jokingly. In next scene we see that Melinda knew that Vic had joked with Joy, on which Melinda gets very angry on Vic. Then Melinda says that you only scared Joy away from the party, and now I have to invite Joy to dinner and you have to say sorry to Joy. Then Melinda invites Joy to dinner. Then those people have dinner together, and then Vic apologizes to Joy. Melinda tells Vic after having dinner, "You sleep with your daughter." Then Vic understands that Melinda wants to spend time alone with Joy, after which Vic narrates the story of his daughter in the room and puts her to sleep. Vic then comes downstairs and sees Melinda romancing with Joy. Then Vic goes to the kitchen and drops some plates, hearing whose voice Melinda comes out. Just then Vic tells Joy that, "I have killed Martin." On hearing this, Joy leaves. In the next scene, Melinda takes Vic and her daughter to her friend's party, and Vic starts dancing with her friend Jackie. Melinda feels jealous seeing Vic with Jackie, and then Melinda attracts Vic while going to her house, and go home and do sex. In the next scene, we see Melinda meets a boy, who was Melinda's piano teacher, but now he is Melinda's new boyfriend, and his name is Charlie. And Melinda and Charlie both do romance. We see that in the next scene. It's been a long night but Melinda was not at home. Vic waited for his wife all night, but Melinda did not come. Then it is morning when Melinda comes home. Vic asks her where did she go overnight, to which Melinda says, "I was romancing Charlie," and she explains what Charlie did to Melinda all night. Vic then says that we have a little daughter, is a family. Think something before you do all this. Then Melinda says, "It was your decision to have children, but I want to be in an open relationship." Then Melinda goes to her room. In next scene we see that Melinda and Vic go to a party, and everyone was enjoying in the swimming pool. That's when Melinda's new boyfriend, Charlie, arrives. Melinda gets very happy seeing this. Melinda then asks Charlie to play the piano. Charlie and Melinda enjoy. Vic gets very sad seeing all this. After that both Melinda and Charlie leave the party. Vic goes to the top of the roof to find Melinda. Then he sees both of them romancing. Then both of them come out and romance in the swimming pool. Vic gets very angry seeing all this, but he loves his wife very much. That's why Vic doesn't say anything to his wife. And then the rain comes, and everyone goes inside the house. But Charlie and Vic were out. Then Vic turns to Charlie and killed him by drowning in the swimming pool. And after killing him, he quietly goes inside the house and starts enjoying the party. But when Melinda goes out to find Charlie, she sees Charlie in the swimming pool, who had died. And she starts screaming loudly. And everyone seems to save Charlie. But Charlie was dead. Then the police comes and begins to investigate. But due to not getting some evidence, they close the case. Then a friend of Melinda's present at the party saw Charlie with Vic before she died. That's why she suspects Vic. Then he places an investigator behind Vic. Then a few days later, Vic sees that someone is following him. Then one day she sees the man with his wife. Vic asks Melinda, who is this new guy now? So the investigator describes himself as a physician. But Vic had learned that he was the investigator. Now Melinda falls in love with the investigator. That investigator's name was Tony. Vic gets very angry seeing all this. In next scene we see that Vic calls Tony to go with him. And Vic goes towards a forest and stops the car. And then throws a stone at Tony. Then Tony says that, "What are you doing?" Vic says that whoever has a relation with my wife, I kill him. Then Vic killed Tony with a big stone. And takes out his wallet from Tony's pocket. And throws Tony into the river. Then Vic comes home. And is having food with her daughter. Then Melinda asks to go out for a picnic. In the next scene, those people were in the picnic spot. And his daughter started going to the bank of the river. Then Vic goes to the bank of the river to fetch his daughter. And he sees Tony's dead body, so he comes home with his wife. And Vic and Melinda romance in the house. Then the next morning Vic goes to the bank of the river, near Tony's body. Melinda then finds Tony's wallet. And it is known that Tony has been killed by Vic. And then she packs her things and starts leaving the house. Then his daughter throws the goods and says, "I want to see you and Papa together." And then Vic comes to the house. And then Melinda was embarrassed because of her bad work. And she used to love Vic very much now.